Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Eye with your host, The Eye. In this episode, the Intel Cartel Episode 3, The Silicon Veil. If Episodes 1 and 2 left you staring at the architecture, the paperclip Nazis, Five Eyes, black budgets, and the compromat machine, then buckle up. Today, we pull back the next layer, the fusion of that cartel with Silicon Valley. This isn't tech helping government. This is the cartel colonizing the internet, turning your pocket supercomputer into a 24/7 informant. The smartphone in your hand? It's not a phone. It's the most sophisticated listening post ever deployed. And the architects still walk free, richer than kings. We start in 1999 when the CIA quietly creates its own venture capital arm, INCOGNITO. On paper, it's just another Silicon Valley investor looking for innovative technologies. In reality, it is the cartel's bridge into the digital age. No congressional oversight, no public filings that matter. INCOGNITO seeds companies that become household names because the cartel never bets on the market. It builds the market it needs. Take Keyhole, a tiny startup with satellite imaging tech. INCOGNITO pours in millions. Within months, Keyhole is rebranded Google Earth. Suddenly, the entire planet is mappable, searchable, trackable from your couch. The same eyes that once needed spy planes now ride on every laptop. Coincidence? The cartel doesn't do coincidence. Then comes Palantir, 2004, Peter Thiel, PayPal Mafia, libertarian poster child, founds it with seed money that traces straight back to INCOGNITO in CIA black budget streams. The name itself is from Tolkien, the seeing stones that let Sauron watch everything. Palantir's Gotham platform is built for one purpose: ingest every scrap of data that the cartel collects and turn it into actionable power. Contracts with NSA, CIA, FBI, ICE, and later the Pentagon. By 2026, Palantir is worth hundreds of billions, embedded in every major fusion center. Its software doesn't just analyze, it predicts. Who will protest? Who will dissent? Who needs watching? The cartel's crystal ball running on your tax dollars and your data. But the real explosion happens after 9/11. The cartel demands total information awareness, and big tech delivers. Enter PRISM, exposed by Edward Snowden in 2013. The documents are crystal clear. The NSA has direct server access to Google, Facebook, now Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Yahoo, YouTube. Not warrants, not requests, backdoors. X-Keyscore lets analysts query nearly everything a typical user does on the internet. Your emails, chats, searches, location pings, all funneled straight into the cartel's nervous system. Companies issued carefully worded denials. We only comply with legal requests, while the classified slides show the opposite. The cartel owns the pipes. Fast forward to smartphones. By 2010, every major OS, iOS, Android, becomes a cartel listening device. App requests permissions that sound innocent. Access contacts, microphone, camera, location. Behind the scenes, data brokers vacuum it up and sell it back to the same intelligence community that seeded the tech. Clearview AI scrapes billions of faces from social media and feeds law enforcement. Your Ring doorbell? Amazon's cloud, which also hosts the CIA's entire computing backbone. AWS won that contract in 2013 and never looked back. The cartel doesn't need to break into your house. You invited the camera in and paid for the subscription. And the compromat pipeline? It's never been easier. Epstein's Island wired guests with cameras. Today the cartel doesn't need private islands. Every dating app, every private message, every deleted photo lives forever in some NSA or Five Eyes cache. Blackmail isn't crude anymore, it's algorithmic. The same data that caught a politician with a mistress can be cross-referenced with financial records, travel logs, and Palantir's predictive models. Dissenters don't get arrested first, they get discredited, doxxed, or quietly nudged out of power. Kennedy challenged the CIA and paid with his life. Epstein knew too many names and died under suicide watch that wasn't watching. Today, the cartel just needs a few metadata points to ruin you before you even speak. The architects, they're not hiding in Langley's basement. Eric Schmidt, Google's former CEO, cycles through Pentagon advisory boards, national security commissions, and AI ethics panels that always seem to conclude more surveillance is better. Peter Thiel sits on boards while Palantir scales. Reid Hoffman, LinkedIn founder, funds political operations while his network maps global elites. These men aren't tech bros. They are the new cutouts, plausible deniability in hoodies, and hoodies worth billions. The revolving door spins so fast it's invisible. By 2026, the fusion is complete. The artificial intelligence isn't coming for jobs, it's coming for control. Palantir's Foundry and Gotham platforms now power predictive policies in cities, targeting algorithms in the military, and threat assessment across the Five Eyes. Your phone's AI assistant listens even when you think it's off. 5G and the coming 6G networks create the perfect mesh for real-time geofencing and behavioral scoring. The cartel doesn't need to read your mind. They already own the data that predicts what you'll think next. This is why old rules no longer apply. Elections feel rigged not because votes are stolen in the middle of the night, but because the information battlefield was conquered decades ago. The same cartel that toppled governments in Iran and Guatemala now shapes narratives at scale through algorithms that decide what billions see, share, or fear. Mockingbird never died, it just went digital. So the Silicon Veil isn't a conspiracy add-on, it is the cartel's operating system upgrade. The architecture we mapped in episode 2 now runs on fiber optics and neural nets. Every reform bill, every privacy law, every congressional hearing is theater. The machine was designed to survive sunlight. In episode 4, we descend into the financial layer, the black budgets, the offshore cutouts, the crypto experiments, and the trillion-dollar question. Who really pays for the empire and who profits when it expands? Because the cartel doesn't just watch, it owns the ledger. Until then, look at your screen. It's looking back, and it reports to Langley, Fort Meade, and the quiet boardrooms where the real power sits. This has been The Eye, episode 3 of the Intel Cartel. If the veil just got thinner for you, hit share. The only thing that the cartel cannot compute is a population that finally sees the code. We'll see you behind the screen. Until then, this has been The Eye. God bless you, and God bless America.